educated elites don't vote. When you see educated elites voting, it's either they have friends that are contesting, family, or whatever. They are always at home watching television. Just move out on the day of election. You will meet the highly resourceful market men and women. You will see the so-called tout. You will see the uneducated elites, youth. As an educated personality, you are an authority in your community. You can influence, you can mold opinion. Even when you are in the polling booth, people want to listen to you. They want to hear your opinion. Mommy or daddy, Ebola law, where do we go? Who do we vote for? Even we have some people that have not really made up their mind who they want to vote for until they get to the polling unit. But when you have the opinion molders, the educated elites that are supposed to shape the mind of people, that they're supposed to advise, they stay back at home. They are not voting. It's a big problem. So the government have responsibility to create more awareness, education through radio, television, visiting the remote areas to talk to Nigerians. They need to participate in election. So that is a major problem. If you have good data, you have electricity, you have the social amenity generally, then you cannot talk of voting from any location that we belong. That will reduce cost. That will definitely stop manipulation, and the right people will be put in the right place.
Thank you very much, sir. Madam, in your own view, how do you think we can incorporate the elites into the voting system?
Well, I don't know any other way other than we keep emphasizing these things. In Nigeria, we have developed a penchant for not believing our leaders.
Okay.
We just feel they are lying. They won't do it. And I used to tell people, if you don't go out to vote, you don't have a right to complain they are not doing it right. So if you want to have a voice, go out on the election day and vote. And we also tell people in the church, INEC is not going to count prayer points. So it's not enough for you to say, I am praying. Faith without works is dead. That's what the Bible tells us. So it is beyond I am praying. It is beyond let them just do it. Everybody has to be involved. We want to make Nigeria better. Everybody has a role to play. So there's no other way to do it other than getting people involved. And of course, our government needs to prove to us that they are sincere also. It's the same way people are not paying taxes, because they believe the government is just eating up whatever they pay, so they don't want to pay. They have to convince us that when we vote, our votes will count. But I think that we are beginning to get better at that. But there is no other way other than we keep educating people. Unfortunately, that's why I said the more educated people are, the more problematic they are. It is the educated ones that have this challenge. You see the market women, they tout, and all the rest of them come out. But like my honorable said, you see the elite sit in the comfort of their homes watching TV. So we have to keep emphasizing these things.
Well, sir, I think we are in a dilemma. Why do I say so? If the opinion leaders, the elites, the educated ones, are the ones who will sit back and not engaging themselves in this electioneering process, and they are the ones who will be coming up with opinions and texts that seems to influence the populace either positively or negatively, how do we come out of this dilemma?
We can come out of it through how we got into it.
How?
It started with the politicians. We, the politicians.
Okay.
We raped the trust the people bequeathed on us.
Okay.
Yes. The elites got tired because of decades of lies that we, the politicians, have been telling them. And most elites they are trained to respect or navigate towards where they have value. When I was in GSS 1, I schooled in Lagos. There was a woman selling granite. Now, when I got to that's the place we boarded our school bus from. So at GSS 1, I met her there. SS 3, about 6 years after, she was still there. After I finished from the law school, because of strike, I think I spent about 8 years in university or thereabout, 7-8 years for 5-year course. So 6 plus 8 will give us 14. I still met her there. Now, what do I want to bring out from it? The same way this one was looking, and the little child she had that time, is the same way they are still looking now, 14 years after. And I asked questions around. Does she or her husband have a house of their own? I learned that they were still living in Face Me, I Face You so-called house. Nothing really to show for that. Now, such situation would be difficult, you know, for an elite or someone that is educated, because we measure our success and progress. We measure value, all right? So, take President Buhari, for instance. When he was coming in, excuse me, one of the promises he made is that once he gets into office, he was going to relocate the army headquarters to Sambisa Forest. This is the 8th year. It didn't happen. There will be 3 meals per day. It didn't happen. There will be 3 million jobs per year. In fact, it is the reverse. People are losing jobs. And it's not the first time it's happening. So over time, people in their subconscious ask themselves, does it really worth it? These people come and lie to us. So it's more like a thing of cause and effect. Nigerian elites, in my view, are not to be blamed. Something happened in Konofa. For many years, decades, they've been deceived. You know, someone was speaking somewhere.
They are not seeing the change.
Definitely. So we keep asking ourselves, to what end, even though the way to do that is to keep on voting and to keep on asking questions, as Madam said. But it begins with politicians. All right. I was saying somewhere, I was in a program as a guest, and someone asked me that this so person said he would do so and so things. It is the 4th year. This is almost leaving office. Those things have not been done. What can we do? I said, going forward, maybe we should begin to have social contracts that are enforceable between parties and people.
There has always been social contracts.
I'm talking about, for example, PDP.
Okay.
Because I know that my boy here is PDP.
I was in PDP.
Okay, was sign that if PDP does not do so and so thing, our secretariat will be seated, sold and given to orphanage. Let it be signed, contract, not the normal promises thing.
Will it be legal and acceptable?
You have 5 elements for a value contract. There will be an offer. 2, acceptance. 3, consideration. 4, capacity to enter into contract. They all have. Finally, intention to create legal relations. When those 5 things are there, it's enforceable. All right. So let's begin to have consequences that are measurable, actionable consequences. With that, things will begin to gravitate little by little. But it is now, people, those that are educated, hate to vote because they believe that it's all a cycle of lies. So Akebani, that's his problem. So correct lies that we politicians tell, and automatically you will see that things will begin to straighten out some more. This is what I've discovered in my view.
Thank you very much. But we should not wait for politicians to correct themselves. We should force the politicians to correct themselves. We cannot we'll stay at home, stay on the fence, and expect positive change.
And of course, that is the responsibility of the legal practitioners, the responsibility of non-governmental organizations.
It's
and,
everybody.
Everybody. Well, all that being said, what is the healing process options that we have? I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, let's start from genuine intention. It starts from individuals. Okay. Genuine intention to serve and do the right thing at the right time.
Do we have people who have genuine intentions now?
Now, the unfortunate thing is that how many people have that fear of God to really about me? The intention, one, is to make money. Everybody wants to live in comfort, no doubt about it. I want to become
and depriving others.
But it should not be at the detriment of the populace. Okay. So we should start from there. There can be a summit where all leaders will sit down. Well, we cannot identify the challenges. Corruption everywhere. In the period of election, almost some institutions see that period as a vesting period. They want money from politicians. As a matter of fact, all the political parties dole out money. That should stop. Now, the issue of vote buying, we should discourage us. In those days, when party members contribute for the development of the party, financially, morally, everything. Today, it is disheartening that party members will not even go and vote if they don't collect money. That is as bad as it is. So there should be change, orientation, and we can do it. It is achievable. We can do it.
Thank you very much, madam.
Well, I think my honorable has said part of it. The people that have been elected should know that they are there to serve, and they should serve. They should see the people who have voted them in as very important. In the Bible, I'm a Christian, I'm sorry, I have to keep talking about the Bible. Mordecai told his niece Esther, he said, you are there for such a time as this. So they should understand that they are there for such a time as this. That is the only way we can all heal. That is the only way those who feel pain now can get healed. If they are there and they do what they are supposed to do. That's where the healing process starts from.
We just talked about the politicians. What about the people?
Well, for the people, we may not like who has been elected, but let's support whoever is there. Let's join hands together to make the environment better, to make our nation better, to make things work. Let's make the Nigeria project work. It is possible. We can do it.
Barrister, let's look at the legal dimension. Having the healing process. How do we go about it?
Yes, well, for me, it is not so much about a legal process that would heal it. I think, one, the money, the salaries, allowances paid to politicians should be drastically reduced. Okay. They will sit tight. We have not heard, for example, in Ogun State, that those employed by the state to sweep the roads fight over that. Why is it that when it is political post, people kill? Where is Deepo Dino today? Funshaw Williams. In fact, the list, Bola Ige, the list is not closed. When it comes to politics, people can kill. They can shed blood of another human for that. They can even, they go to extent that you can't imagine. Some become even almost animals. All right. Before this thing happened, when last did we hear that there was a problem, except for the cash crunch we had in Shagamu? But we were almost sure that every election somebody must die. So what is there? Think about what a senator takes home every month. As we speak now, I don't think it's 0.001% of Ogun State people know how much a governor gets as security votes. I don't think so. So because the money is so much, it's so enticing. Why should I, for example, be an assembly lawmaker and be any more than a professor? For example, I'm just saying to start with. So if they begin to get paid on the salary scale of regular civil servants, I think more serious-minded people that are more serious-minded, we go there. Because if you go there, I can win senatorial seat today and become an instant millionaire. But I can't become a professor today and talk about that. All right. So the process is like you are given like a fast jump of like times 100 of your life, financially speaking. So if it is there, people will kill to get there. So it is what it has been. It has been the financial inducement involved is so heavy and hefty. I even heard that maybe a boy will confirm that. Okay, one of my friends won in 2019. He has not been sworn in just because INEC declared him winner. Banks came to his house, staff, and said, open account with us.
There are tens or 20s of banks that will come to you.
We can advance loan for you. But become a professor tomorrow. So because they know that you are almost an instant millionaire. So I think
that comparison doesn't have serious bearing. I have to be open to you. As a professor, you are a professional there. As a carpenter, I'm a professional, right? In my own right. Okay. Now, but what is important is how do you handle your job? What we are saying is the problem, the challenges we have is not only politicians. Even the mechanics out there, are they doing the right thing? Are all of them doing the right thing? Are they being fruitful? Are they being truthful?
People don't kill to become mechanics. They kill to win political posts.
I think the main is
now. Wait now. Okay. Even in the mechanic, carpentry, and so on, there are these side effects when you get to their midst. Well, we're not saying it is good, but I'm saying you can't generalize the issue of you want to compare. How do you want to tell me that as a member of assembly that the professor is senior me? How do you want to put down in the salary scale?
They should end the same thing at least.
Well, okay, it's all right. That is the
let the professor the
project. That is the project for the
another subject matter for the
another day. Let's look at international stage. With the process that we have just undergone, do we have issues on reputation?
Reputation of
whether the cries of the people concerning the inappropriateness of
the election. I mentioned it that to me that election is fair, but the fact of the matter is the promise made by the chairman, the INEC,
on beavers, on upload to
automatic transmission that he didn't do make it not credible.
But I ask a question. I agree that there was a malfunctioning of beavers that reduces or make it possible the upload of instantaneous results to the portal. Do we have an issue with the sanctity of the results?
It should be. I would say no, because every political party have agents in each of the polling booths, and after the election, the result sheet supposed to be signed by all.
And those ones were signed.
And once it is signed, they have copy of the result. So the result will be collated.
So in the eyes of the international community, the question mark is on the unfortunate uploading of the result on the IRF. So, and why is it that we are having the observers?
But let me add that in the electoral law, there's nowhere there that it is stated the election result must be transmitted automatically. And that is why you can't challenge the INEC into any court of law and win. It is just the pronouncement of the INEC chairman. It is not in the electoral law that it must be transmitted. So the action of the INEC by not transmitting is just against the law and it's not questionable.
Can we then say that it is unfair on the part of the international observers to have condemned the process?
The international observers
maybe I should ask,
they might not know our law. They don't know, they might not have what it entails. But you know, all things being equal, that's election result supposed to be transmitted. The chairman is supposed to address the nation and tell us why it was not transmitted.
Barrister, a quick one. Because when we look at the results and observations of the international observers, could you adjudge them to be fair to our electioneering process?
Well, some of them may have ulterior motives to achieve, you know, some of them may have, but for the benefit of doubt, I think we can adjudge their respective recommendations or observations to be fair. I think so.
Thank you very much. Madam,
Well,
your last bit,
yeah.
what will you advise government and the citizens, just in a jiffy?
Well, for the government, I will say do the right thing. For those who feel aggrieved, take the legal course. Don't take laws into your hands. And for the citizens, be law abiding. Let's make Nigeria work.
Thank you very much. Let's make Nigeria work. Let citizens also uphold their rights. Let them do their civic duty all the time to ensure that compliance with our democratic tenets. It's been a while that we have been on this discourse. I will thank you so much for being with us. Let me begin to appreciate Honorable Johnson Padoki for being with us all this while.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Madam,
Thank you very much.
in regards to the other professionals.
Thank you.
Barrister, it's nice having you once again.
Thank you, sir. Same here.
I'm Akin Okudero, your anchor. Until next time, when we have another topic on this platform, I want to appreciate you for being with us and supporting us all these years. Remember, Nigeria is our own. We have no other country. Be blessed. Bye.